What's up, tribe? How you guys doing? This is going to be your review for Claws season 3, episode 6. I'm still behind. I'm gonna get caught up. I'm gonna get caught up, but this is the whole episode. I told y'all I was going to even stop doing Claws, but people were like, "No, we really like the review." So, and it came from some of my faithful. So I'm gonna do it. But anyway, so we picked this episode up where we left off, 2 weeks ago, with Roller trying to talk Dez out of going over to the casino ready to shoot the place up. He's like, look, you go over there, before you even hit the door good, you already know what's going to happen. They're going to put you out. They're going to arrest you, whatever. You got to be cool. We got to come up with a plan. Like, come on. And, of course, he was right. So she goes to the salon, and she's talking to the girls about what's going on with Dean. And Virginia comes in and lets them know, yeah, Dean is really tripping. He jumped out the car last night, went back to the casino so he could play mahjong. Desmond is like, what in the hell? So Virginia was like, well, look, he still got clothes, at the hotel, at the motel. He got to come back at some point. So they go back to the motel to start packing up Dean's clothes. And because Desmond's like, well, y'all going to move in with me. Like, I'm going to make y'all move in with me. I need Dean close to me. That's the only way I'm going to be able to sort of get the brainwash off of him. And while they're packing up the apartment, at the motel, Dean walks in. And Dean is like, Desmond, what are you doing? He was like, why y'all touching my stuff? And he spazzes out. And he's like, look, because let me rewind. See, I got ahead of myself. We see Dean at the casino talking to Mac. And Mac is basically letting Dean know, look, you being stifled there. Family isn't about blood. It's about how people love you and how people make you feel. And they don't respect you, Dean, and they don't love you like I love you. Getting in Dean's head, he was like, yeah, yeah. And at that moment, he was like, you know what? They were right all along. What they told me was right all along. Y'all are really trying to stifle me. You don't love me. He was like, does not want you out my life. So we're going to get back to that. I had to take notes, y'all, so I remember all this stuff. Polly and Roller. Polly is upset about breaking things off with Joe. Roller rolls up on her and she tells Roller, but she doesn't tell Roller who it is, but she slips up and lets Roller know it's somebody at the casino. And she was like, I stopped dating him because I found out he was killing people. And Roller was like, well, that don't make him, you broke up with him? She was like, yeah, he's a bad guy. But that don't make him a bad guy. I was like, you know what? But then when he found out he worked at this person was from the casino, Roller was like, you need to stop messing with whoever this is. Like, them being a murderer doesn't make them a bad guy, but them being a murderer and working at the casino, that makes them a bad guy. And that'll come back. We'll get to that a little bit later on. Quiet Ann is pregnant and she's trying to figure out a way to tell the girlfriend. She brings up having a baby to the girlfriend, and the girlfriend was like, I ain't trying to do that again. I don't know. I like my life the way it is now. Like, who really wants to be up late nights and taking care of babies and dealing with spit up and all that? Like, ain't nobody trying to do all of that. But I really think she was just trying to protect her heart, and she admitted, well, I might as well go on and finish that one out. She admitted that later on, that it wasn't so much about not having a child as it was not wanting to have to go through the whole process of adoption and being disappointed. And confides in, I'll get there. I'm all over the place, y'all. I'll get there. Virginia goes down to the casino to talk to Dean after the whole blow up at the motel. And Dean is telling, he's like, they're arguing. And he's like, what happened to my Virginia? What happened to my nice, quiet, sweet Virginia? Like, what happened to her? And she was like, what you mean what happened to me? She was like, I've been the one that been rolling with you all the time. I was living in that, no-tail motel with you with the bed bugs and this, that, and the other. And she ends up slapping the mahjong chips out his hand and towels out his hand, baby. Dean said, you know what? I don't think I could be with somebody like you. And he breaks up with her, which of course breaks Virginia's heart. And I actually said that out of order. That happened before they went back to the motel and to get Dean's clothes. I apologize, y'all. All right, Uncle Daddy. Dr. Kendon told Uncle Daddy, look. And it's funny, this episode, y'all, I'm all over the place. My ADD is kicking in. What's funny is in this episode, every time we see Quiet Ann, she eating anyway. But Uncle Daddy and Dr. Ken tells Uncle Daddy, look, I ain't making no money here. And if you don't figure something out soon, this whole rehab thing, that's all good and well, and that's cool for you. But this ain't my thing. This ain't what I'm trying to do. So if you can't, we ain't gonna start making some money up in here. I got to go. I'm gonna have to get ready to get up out of here. Then we see Uncle Daddy talking to Brenda, um, Jen's mom, and they getting closer. And Brenda's playing Uncle Daddy. She knows exactly what she's doing. She playing the hell out of Uncle Daddy. And so we see them getting closer. They done went down to the casino and they hanging out. And later on in the episode, we see them doing bonsai and all that. She is setting Uncle Daddy up. She trying to get in where she fit in with the whole mafia crew. Virginia's depressed, laying on the couch crying, looking at old pictures of her and Dean. And who calls? Eric calls. She answers the phone. Eric invites her to come over, and she starts telling Eric about what's going on. And she's telling him about Dean. You know what I mean? She's not hiding what it is. But while she's sitting there talking to him, telling him about Dean, who walks up in the house is Jen with the little girl. And she was like, "Why is Auntie Gina with Black Daddy?" And of course, Jen gets upset. She goes off. She's mad at them. And Virginia was like, "This is Eric." Of course, you know who it is. You know who he is. And she was like, "How would I know? First of all, you call him EJ. He told me his name was Eric. I didn't know that y'all were together. You know I would never do that." And of course, Jen goes off on her, calls her all kinds of hoes. And, if you want my sloppy seconds, I hope you like my herpes and all kinds of stuff. Of course, Virginia's face was like, "What? Say that? You got the what?" And then she tells him, "I don't think this custody arrangement is going to work out." And she's in her feelings. Like, she's straight up in her feelings. So we got that going on. Then we see the ladies at the nail shop trying to figure this out. Because, no, rewind. See, y'all, I'm all over the place. I'm sorry. Desna, her father comes to visit, and he done lost his job. He done got fired, and he's trying to tell her, like, "Look, if it wasn't for you telling me that you got this under control, I'd have went to the police." Because nobody believes me. They don't bbelieve that I was drugged. They believe that got high and I showed up like that and could have cost them this $multi-million deal. And he was like, "But I'm really worried about y'all. Like, I need y'all to get out of this." So he invites them, Desna and Dean, to move away with him and go live happily ever after somewhere. Desna tries to go down to the casino. She didn't bribe somebody to let her in the casino. Dean sees it's her and gets upset all over again. They get into this huge argument. Dean he didn't call security on her his damn self at the at the at the casino. And Mac and Melba are watching on the security camera up. They also doing some other stuff that I can't bring my mouth to say. But you'll have to watch the episode. But Melba is like, "You know what? We need to get out of here. Like, we really need to, like, this is all well and good, but we got to go. Our time here sort of burnt itself out." And Mac is like, "I really like Dean. I love him. I really want Dean to be a part of our family." So they bring Dean upstairs and they start talking to Dean about becoming a man. I got the impression that they was talking about a threesome. That's how I picked it. I don't know if that's what they meant, but that's what I picked up from the conversation. Asking him what you got to do tonight and what's going on tonight and all this other stuff. And we're going to find out later on what they ended up doing, but that's another really weird. So Roller, while the ladies are down at the shop, because I think I lost my train of thought. The ladies down at the shop trying to figure out what they're going to do. Like, Dean is totally gone. Desna is she's at her wit's end because I know she don't know what to do. She done lost the casino. Now she's losing her brother. She don't know what she's going to do. And Roller tells her, "Look, play your trump card." He sort of lets the shop know that Polly got something going on with somebody down to the casino. She sort of plays it off, but Desna don't miss nothing. It'll come back later. But she was like, "Look, play your trump card. Like, go see the governor. Like, the governor is in cahoots with them. Make your enemy your friend." So she goes to confront the governor, and the governor plays her real cool. Like, "I don't know what you're talking about. I don't know who you are. I don't know what you think you know or what you think you got." But Desna threatens him and starts talking about she's gonna go to the press and go to the media and stuff. And he's like, "Whatever." Like, and at the end of the day, she doesn't have any proof. And that's where he's coming from. Like, you really don't have any proof of anything. Like, you you think you know. You might have even put all the pieces together, but you don't have no proof of nothing that you're talking about. So I'm not really afraid of you. I'm not really concerned. Have a nice day. So Desmond gets with the girls again, and she's like, look, we need to figure out how we're going to get proof. Desmond says, you know what? My clients. So she ends up getting in touch with the clients and gets the clients to figure out what bank he banks at and put all the, because the money trail don't never lie. Putting the whole money trail together, right? They're trying to put the whole money trail together. So, shouts out to Juicy for making a special appearance in this episode. Juicy ends up getting, no, rewind. See, y'all, I'm all over the place. They first quiet in. They first go and confront the Frenchman, the guy that got her pregnant, and to get the information. And at first, he ain't trying to tell them nothing. Quiet in says, well, I tell you what, you can either tell us what we need to know, or I can let your wife know because he's married. I can let your wife know that I'm pregnant, and we can get a DNA test because I know whose it is, because we know she knows whose it is. So he eventually does tell them enough for Desmond to go back and start getting her clients to pull the records, to pull the money records. And like I said, shouts out to Juicy from was it Little Women of Atlanta and the Ricky Smiley show, that she's gave them the information and they were able to connect the dots. So then she went back to the governor with the proof. The governor was like, you here again? She was like, I'm here again. And this time I got the proof that I need. So either you're going to help me out, you're going to tell me what I need to know, or this is going to the media. So the governor ends up letting them know. He was like, first of all, that ain't even a real Indian casino. That ain't real Indian land. It's all bullshit. So that's number one. Number two, what else did he tell them? The prison deal, something with the prison deal. But anyway, he agrees to work with them because, of course, now they do have the proof. And so he ain't trying to put his business out there like that. So they agreed to work with him. I mean, he agreed to work with them. So Jen talks to her husband about what's going on with EJ. And her husband was like, it sounds to me like you're jealous. Like, I hear you mad about what's going on with Virginia, whatever, but it sounds to me like you're jealous about what's going on. And Jen has to sort of check herself on that a little bit. Desmond and her dad have a moment. He was like, look, I ain't tripping over losing my job because I was about to retire anyway. I want you and Dean to come with me. I want to get y'all out of here. Like, I don't want to lose you. I just got y'all back. He was like, look, you know where to find me. I'm going to go down to this little retirement home I was trying to take you to with me. You know where I am. If you need me, I'm there for you. I love you, blah, blah, blah. They had a little moment. Then we see this crazy situation with Mac and Melba. They put on this like little show where Melba is giving birth. Like she actually goes through. What movie was that? It reminds you of in Boomerang the commercial with Strange where she gives birth to the perfume bottle. If y'all ain't never seen Boomerang, go watch what I'm talking about. If you ain't never seen Boomerang, slap yourself and then go watch it. But that scene where she actually gives birth to the perfume bottle. Well, Melba actually gives birth to Dean. I mean, he has an umbilical cord and everything that they end up cutting. So now Dean is their son. He's been birthed by Melba. They're claiming it. So they didn't want him on a threesome, but whatever. Dr. Ken is there with his little date, honey, and he gets real doctorly because Melba falls out. And he gets real doctorly. He gets medicine from honey. He asked, does anybody have some type of pill? And everybody throwing it at him. I mean, everybody and their cousin got the pill he talking about. So she gets all hot and bothered, and they end up having sex in the forest, dressed up as skunks. Again, I don't even know why that scene was in there, so I'm not dwelling on that. I'm just gonna leave that where it is. Virginia and Jen make up. Virginia tells her, look, girl code, I would never go after your man. Like, that ain't even me. That's not what I'm about. Like, you know me better than that. And they end up apologizing. And, then Virginia was like, but you was joking about that whole herpes thing, right? She was like, oh, no, I got that. Carrying it around like luggage. Got that. Polly gets a gun from Joe, he sends her a package that has a little gun in it with a card saying that I miss you. She sends it back to him, return to sender. So, we'll see how that plays itself out. What else went down in this episode before I get to the very, very end? Quad Ann tells the girlfriend that she's pregnant, and at first the girlfriend is like, "Look, I need a minute to process this," but then she ends up coming back to Ann saying, "Look, I want this. I'm all in. I want a family. I was just scared of being disappointed again. So I'm all in. Yeah, I'm here. I'm here for it." All right, so let's get to the nitty gritty. So Desna, I touched on this before, but Desna actually, she got to the governor and she said, first of all, you're gonna kill that prison deal. That was the part I did remember. The other part she said was, you gonna help me get rid of Mac and Melba, and then I'm gonna clean your money for you. Because his thing was, all I care about is money. And she was like, so do we. So she was like, I'm gonna clean your money for you at a far better rate than what they gave you. So he was like, oh, I kind of underestimated you. I thought you were like some little bleeding heart or whatever. And she was like, nah, don't get it twisted. I'm all about my money. I'm all about my money. But she also wants to get back at Mac and Melba. So the last thing we see is Desna rolling up in the casino, letting Mac and Melba know it's a new bitch in town, and I'm the HBIC up in here, and the casino belongs to me. So, but they got a little twist for her because they said something about their family, and Desna was like, "You ain't got no damn family, you ain't got no kids." And who come rolling up in his little argyle sweater and his little golf shorts? Dean. So last night's episode, I will get that to y'all. I done dropped 3 videos today. I'm trying to get caught up because I still want to do Love and Hip Hop tonight. I might get to the second part. I might get to last night's episode tonight, but I also need to get Ambitions out. So we're gonna get to it. We're gonna get to it. Let me know what y'all think. Drop it in them comments, please.